Aloha pumehana kako. Mahalo nui for joining us today at the virtual art dedication at the new Hau'ula Fire Station. My name is Misty Kilai, Executive Director of the Mayor's Office of Culture and the Arts. Welcome to our virtual art dedication of Kaleo o Kekai by Steve Gardner in the beautiful Ahupua'a of Kai Papa'u. You know, these unprecedented times, we have to do things differently, but you will not miss out on any of the mana'o. Today, our speakers will be Mayor Kirk Caldwell, Fire Chief Manuel Neves, the Vice Chairman of the Commission on Culture and the Arts, Tony Silva, and of course, the artist, Steve Gardner. You will enjoy this spectacular mural as you drive by the new Hau'ula Fire Station on Kamehameha Highway. I'm so excited. To start us off, we have Mayor Kirk Caldwell sharing a few words from his office at Honolulu Hale. Mayor.
So Arts in Public Places is an incredible program. It was started way back at the time of statehood by people who had great vision and realized that construction and the building of buildings is not just infrastructure. It's telling of stories. And when these buildings are built, 1% of the cost of construction is then used to buy art in public spaces. And what would we be as a community if we didn't have art of all forms, whether it be visual art or performing art, music, dance. It's the sweetness of life. It's what makes life really worth living at the end of the day. And we are here unveiling an incredible art piece out in Hau'ula at the fire station that was just completed very recently. You know, this community is a tight-knit community, bound together by thousands of years of stories of the people who live there and what has occurred there. And this fire station replaces a very old, dilapidated one that was in a flood zone with one that can protect and serve this community for generations to come. And so the building is there, but the walls are sterile. And now on one of these walls is this incredible art piece by Steve Gardner. He worked with members of the community who told him stories about the abundance here, Hau'ula, about the red blossom of the hau, about out there diving for squid and fish, or gathering limu or picking opihi, about pounding the poi. You know, you see in the motif the ulu fruit. It has a ulu leaf and then the fruit that fed so many, and is about that abundance that Hau'ula is all about. And of course, paddling canoe. That's all shown on this motif, telling the stories of this place. And it's important for people who live on Hau'ula, whether they're ones who are there way before Cook showed up, or people who moved there more recently. Everyone needs to know the stories and to tell those stories. And through the Art in Public Spaces program, before the unveiling of this beautiful storytelling by Steve Gardner, future generations can understand what this place is about. The aina that they stand on speaks to them through this beautiful art piece. Now I want to thank Misty Kilai, the Executive Director of the Mayor's Art and Culture, for her efforts. One more piece, many around this island, that she helped mentor and put in place. The first Native Hawaiian to head up this office, and you can see from the pieces she put out there, her people's voice speak through the many pieces that she's put out. Thank you. Congratulations to the artists. Congratulations to our first responder firefighters, and congratulations to the Hau'ula community for the stories you've told to this artist, and now they speak back to you. Mahalo and aloha.
Mahalo nui, Mayor Kirk Caldwell, for your mana'o. Next we have to speak is Fire Chief Manuel Neves, who will speak on behalf of the firefighters here at the Hau'ula Fire Station. You know, a fire station is like a second home to a firefighter. So if we can have art that illustrates the deep history and the mana'o of the place, it's so awesome. Now, Fire Chief Manuel Neves.
We're very excited today. Another contribution to this beautiful Hau'ula community. You know, the Honolulu Fire Department has been a part of this community since 1957. and we introduced and built this station. Last year we were able to occupy it in summer of 2019, and I always say that this is a beautiful community made up of beautiful people. We got a chance to meet them as we went from community association meeting to community association meeting for almost 17 years to get this station where it is today. And we were able to bring our firefighters here last summer and been serving the community ever since. But today is very, very special because the jewel of the community, this fire station, we're going to add more bling to it. Today we have a beautiful piece of artwork that's going to add to the ambience of the station and us being a part of this beautiful community. So very excited to represent the men and women of the Honolulu Fire Department as we introduce this artwork to the Hau'ula Fire Station. Thank you.
Mahalo nui, Fire Chief Manuel Neves. And next to speak will be the Vice Chairman of the Commission on Culture and the Arts, Anthony Silva, who's been serving on the commission for 5 years.
Aloha family, my name is Anthony Silva. I am the Vice Chair, Commission on the Culture and the Arts here in Honolulu. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to be here at the Hau'ula Fire Station. We're getting ready to commemorate and push forward this piece of artwork that has been finished as of today. And we just want to thank all the wonderful artists. 163 artists have turned in their artwork to try to get this particular job in May of 2019. Well, here we are. We're in December 2020 and it is finally done. I'd like to thank the wonderful community of Hau'ula, the Hau'ula Fire Station, for also partnering with the Commission of the Culture and the Arts. To my fellow commissioners, thank you so much. I'm truly, truly sad that you could not be here today and see this piece of artwork. It wraps right around the other side of the wall, and to see it in person is amazing. You truly need to make a drive and have a drive down here and take a look. So one, I'm very proud. I grew up here in Hau'ula, right down the street. Two, for Steve Gardner, the artist of this work here. He teamed up with the community of Hau'ula and tried to get some of the mo'olelo as to what he was going to be doing and of course what he was going to call it. So I don't want to take away from him. I know he's going to be sharing a little bit about that, the title, and of course why it was that he came up with this artwork here. So once again, thank you very much, and on behalf of the Culture and the Arts, mahalo. Enjoy.
Mahalo nui, Vice Chair Silva. You know, this project has been a couple of years in the making, so I'd like to personally thank our 11 commissioners who serve on the Commission on Culture and the Arts. And now we will hear from the artist of Kaleo o Ke Kai, Steve Gardner. Steve.
So my name's Steve Gardner. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I'm an artist. I've been working for about 20 years doing mostly artwork for buildings. And I mostly work in metal and glass, kiln-fired glass, and ceramics. And this piece was inspired by working with some of the community members. Specifically Dottie, who is the head of the community center, gave me a lot of inspirational stuff about some legends, some history about Hau'ula, and even a song written by local musician Cy Bridges, who they had some just wonderful lyrics, which I think sort of inspired this particular one. Well, it definitely did, this swimmer. And so you know, the community here is amazing, and we've been treated with such, everyone's been so wonderful, and everybody's taking us around and helping us out and feeding us. And so what I hope that the community gets from this is that this real, I guess, sense of pride about Hau'ula, and kind of a marker of the fire station as this sort of center of the civic life or the community. And hopefully some of the people here might even kind of see themselves in some of these figures. So yeah, it's been an awesome experience. It's been a long haul and it was a lot of work. But my brother and my daughter came out to help me install it, and then Salmo, and then Marianne Long, who's a local artist who lives just across the way. She reached out and set us up with a place to stay, and she took us on hikes, and everybody helped so much while we were here. But I suppose special thanks would go to Dottie, who is the head of the community center, because she's who I reached out first, and she was so generous with her time, and we talked for hours on the phone, when I didn't really know anything about Hau'ula. And so she really, I think, was how I was able to kind of learn and get inspiration about this community. And then of course, thanks to all the commissioners and to Marion and to the firefighters who were super supportive, super helpful. They let us store all our gear here and work out of this backyard here, and they were always coming around and showing their support. So yeah, I'm sure I forgot someone, but you know, the community's been really wonderful. So it's been a wonderful experience. Sometimes the projects aren't that way at all. Sometimes it's just show up and install the artwork, but this has been the opposite, where everyone has really wanted to help out, and it's been wonderful. So thanks to everyone.
Mahalo nui, Steve. Excellent job. You know, normally now we would walk over to the piece and unveil Kaleo o Kekai, but we can't do that. So I'm going to send it back to Honolulu Hale. Mayor Caldwell.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kaleo o Kekai by Steve Gardner.
Mahalo nui kako for joining us today at the virtual dedication of Kaleo o Kekai by Steve Gardner. We hope this awesome mural will be enjoyed for generations to come. Mahalo.